Hey y'all! Welcome back to another Minecraft video. I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't just record an episode of me trying to do a Let's Play and it being an epic fail. And let's just jump into this one because I've been meaning to record this anyways. So in today's episode, it's a little bit all over the place. We're building a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but the main thing is that we built a little house on the mountain in the Cherry Grove biome. I'll talk a little bit about the failed episode in a second, but let's just get right into it. So right at the beginning, I start off with this really pretty fountain. Anything that I use for inspiration will be linked down below, or I'll put up pictures as we go along. But I built this really pretty fountain. I think it's really nice, and I think I had built either something similar or the exact same thing prior to the wipe, so a little bit of reconstruction happening. Pretty basic, pretty cute. I just wanted something to fill in that little area. And next, I build this little, I don't know, it's giving like the 1800s. We're traveling between villages or something like that. What are they called? They're like horse carts or something. I want to put some horses there eventually once I have a horse stable set up and I can start breeding them and whatnot. But for right now, it's just gonna be empty by itself. But it's really cute. I like it. I think it's like a little bit off vibe because again, it's like for olden times or whatever, a medieval cart or something. And then the third random thing is this well. Another one that I already had prior to the wipe. I don't know, I think it's just a cute little thing that takes up a good amount of space. Provides kind of like a pretend amount of lore to be like, oh, we're right next to the garden, so we need a well, obviously, to be able to water the crops. And even though the video is still showing whatever it's showing, I want to talk about the cherry blossom house because I think it turned out not as I expected, but it's still really cute. So I followed this YouTube video and I did not anticipate it to be so small. Based off the video, it looked a little bit, or based off the picture, the thumbnail, it looked a little bit bigger than it was. And it just kept getting smaller and smaller. Like I said, I didn't anticipate that, but it still turned out really cute. I did change a couple things, especially with the interior. The original interior was way different, and I just thought we didn't really need a lot of the things that were in there. So if you look at my shulker chest, you'll see a lot of stuff that obviously didn't end up getting used. I think it still turned out pretty cute. Because I have the sniffer area right there, I decided to turn that garden into just a flower garden so I could grow all the sniffer flowers that they bring up from the ground. And I think that turned out really cute too. I think it's a good idea. I don't think that I had many of the seeds around, but a lot of it is still a work in progress. I want to add a little bench looking out to the sunset or the sunrise, wherever it may be, at the top of the mountain, maybe behind the house or somewhere around there. But I think it's a really cute area. The only thing that I will say is that the way up to it is not cute. Not cute at all. Needs to be worked on, needs to be fixed. Same goes for the non-existent staircase to spawn. Originally, it was pretty ugly before the wipe, and now that I have the opportunity to do it again, I think I want to do something different, although I'm not really sure how. I don't really know how to do a staircase up a mountain. So if you have any inspo pics, please send them over. I'm very lost on that because part of me just wants to have it curve up, but then do I have to cut into the mountain? Do I go around the mountain and do some type of scaffolding? I don't know. So let me know what you think. The other thing is that my stickers still need names. Please leave name suggestions down below. I believe I have 3 or 4 of them. So that's how many names I'll be looking for. And anyways, let's talk about this episode that I just failed to film. So as you guys know, I keep my little gaming journal with all the achievements, and Minecraft was one of the first ones that is in said gaming journal. I have it right here. And since I finished it, I had finished all the achievements, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago. Since then, they have added new achievements, that being the Ghast one, which is the most recent, and the Creaking one. I hadn't gone around to actually completing the achievements, and I figured what better way to do it than to do a little Let's Play style video with you guys, and we could go get the Creaking, go get the Ghastling, and it would be great. It was not great. I spent maybe 2 hours looking for a pale garden, and then once I eventually found one, I spent such a long time looking for a stupid creaking heart. I don't know. So because my world is older than when the Pale Gardens were added, it was kind of a really small biome, and I don't know if that really had anything to do with it, but I did find the biome. It was the pale logs, it had the pale moss, everything. I just didn't find a creaking heart. I couldn't. And I even turned it off of peaceful to have a creaking spawn, because I was like, okay, if there's a creaking heart here, a creaking will help me find it a whole lot easier, and I'll be able to get the resin from it. That didn't work out. Luckily, there was a mansion right nearby, but half of that mansion had already been explored. So not a lot of options for the chest in there. And it didn't really have anything. The only thing I got from there were some books, pretty much. All this to say that I spent a really long time looking for a creaking heart to get that stupid creaking achievement, and I couldn't find it. I think I'm just gonna cancel that episode. I don't think we're doing that. I did really want to do a finishing all of my achievements video, but I guess I'm just gonna have to look for resin somewhere else. I really don't know. As for the gasling, I did not go looking for it because, like I said, I spent so long looking for that stupid creaking that I was like, okay, not in the mood anymore. Hopefully we could do that. And like I said, the creaking heart is craftable. I was looking for resin in the mansion, but couldn't find any because most of the chests had already been looked in. It's weird because half of the area around the Pale Garden and even just around the mansion in general on the way to the mansion was already generated. However, a lot of the things showed that it wasn't generated, so I don't know. There was a lot of chunks that were kind of weird looking, where it was like trees just a little cut off, and I don't know if Bedrock has an F3G option to look at chunks, but I'm sure that that's exactly what the case was. Anyways, besides that, I think the gasling will be a lot easier of a task because I have to find one. And I think the nether is a lot less explored. Like I said, it's really hard to remember where exactly I had left off pre-wipe. I think in order to find a creaking heart, I'm gonna have to like duplicate the world or something and just go into creative, because I don't see this happening. I am not one to just aimlessly go exploring. Like even for the Pale Garden, I had already duplicated the world and did /locate for a Pale Garden biome, and it gave me incorrect coords. Like that's why I was lost for so long, and eventually I did find the Pale Garden. Maybe there's another Pale Garden, but I think I still need to go looking in creative to be able to find literally anything. So I will update you guys on that. But anyways, back to the video. Let's hop right back into the world and I'll give you a tour of everything that we did today. So the sun is down, so hopefully it doesn't get too dark, but we can see our fountain and our well from here. Let's start with this just because it's closer. I think the vibrant visuals makes it look a lot more eerie, I guess, but very cute, very cute. Really simple well. As for the fountain, also very cute, very basic. Yeah. Then the wagon. Oh my god, that's the word I was looking for this entire time. The wagon. Maybe I'll put a couple horses here, maybe just one, whenever we set up like a stables or a barn in this general area. I still don't know. We do have a way to get up to it, and there's a chest here with absolutely nothing, but hypothetically you would sit here and you would be like, hiya, let's go. I like to think that maybe someone was bringing goods for the tavern upstairs and for the secret facilities inside here. But also maybe like a trader came by to trade with all of our villagers. Next, we have the cherry blossom, so let's go ahead and head up there. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this just does not look the best. And originally I wanted it all to be grass, but eventually it just becomes not grass because the grass doesn't spread underneath slabs. So it's just, I feel like this is just really ugly. I turned it all into dirt, but it doesn't look the best. I think I'd rather a path like around the mountain or something. I don't know. Here we have our sniffer area, and if we go to the right side over here, we have our little house. I've added a few more trees since the video and a lot more lights as well, just so in case for whatever reason we're on not peaceful, we don't have any intruders. Here is the bench I was talking about. The sun has already gone down, so, or is that where the sun, yeah, I think the sun sets over here. So we missed that. Sad, but whatever. I really like this house. I really like how it turned out. Very simple on the inside. I think there's just a bed up here. Very simple in case I need to sleep for whatever reason. Technically, I could right now and give you a view of the moonset. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I added this little pond, and then there's a huge waterfall going down. It's funny because when I originally put it down, it led all the way down to the river and completely destroyed all the flowers and stuff that were down there. But since then, I just had it stop at a little spot in a little hole somewhere along there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry if I seem like if I was in a bad mood, because I am. I'm so upset. Hopefully I'll be able to get those achievements. I'll figure out a way to get a creaking heart eventually, even if I have to go to like a million brand new mansions or something. I don't know. I will figure it out. But that is going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you like me, you should subscribe. That'd be like really cool. If you like more Minecraft content like this, that usually isn't me being upset about something, you should subscribe and stay tuned for that. I have new Minecraft content every Friday and usually a little bit of something else on Mondays. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Again, if you enjoyed, please let me know. Leave those name suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!